On this episode of Travels with Bill, we're at the Red River Exhibition in Winnipeg, Manitoba. Now we're going to look at the fair during the day, then we're going to look at the fair during the night, so you can see all these amazing lights. We'll even take a look at it from the air near the end of the episode, so do make sure you stick around or at least fast forward to the end to see that amazing nighttime shot. The Red River Exhibition was started in 1952 at the Osborne Stadium complex near the Manitoba Legislative Building, and then moved to the Polo Park Racetrack, then to the Winnipeg Stadium, Winnipeg Arena, Winnipeg Velodrome, and now it's moved out here. We're just west of the city of Winnipeg, just outside the perimeter. The X has been here since 1997. 480 acres here, but only 90 developed so far, the rest ready for future expansion. Record amount of visitors, that was set in 2011. 223,183 people paid to get into the gates of the Red River Exhibition. That makes it a huge event. Watch them, they're about to fall. Wow, I don't think I could do that. So what we're going to do in this episode is basically wander around the Red River Exhibition. We'll show you a little bit of everything that happens at the fair, talk about it all, and of course you can decide if you want to go. If you're one of those folks who can't make it to Winnipeg to the Red River Exhibition, well, you can finally say to your friends you've been there, well, virtually at least. This is one of the probably scariest rides here. We're going to show you some of the big rides off the start. So it lifts them all the way up to the top. Now you sit there for a while. We've actually cut here so you don't have to wait the whole time. But they're up there for maybe half a minute and then down they come. Part of that, of course, is not knowing when you're going to drop. There's no warning of the drop at all. You just fall. The Crazy Mouse is the roller coaster set up here. Now it's set up with a bunch of individual cars, and it certainly is one of the most popular rides. Check out the lineup of people here as we walk along, these folks all waiting to get in. Neat thing about a lot of these rides is they have an express pass option, kind of like what you'd see at Disneyland. So if you pay a little extra, you can actually join a different line, and that line gets to go on a little bit quicker. Well, the lineup for the Crazy Mouse is so long on both those sides, it would take you quite a while to get on there. Doesn't it look cool though? See all the cars, how they kind of go independently around? Once they lift up, of course, gravity takes over and brings them back down. It looks like a heck of a ride. Maybe a little scary, but not nearly as scary as that big drop we saw off the start. One of the things I love about any Midway is seeing all the bright colors, and here is no exception. This Midway is the North American Midway Entertainment Company. Basically, North American Midways for short. They've got a lot of rides and a lot of them are super big. Of course, we see fairs all over Manitoba, Saskatchewan, really all of Canada, but usually they don't have this size of rides to them. To bring in a whole roller coaster, well, that has to be a big event. The Red River Exhibition runs for 10 days in 2022, so these rides will be here a while, and certainly thousands, hundreds of thousands of people will drive by the site and see them off in the distance, and hopefully a couple thousand people show up as well, just to have some fun. The Red River Exhibition features a ride-all-day wristband for $50. It's $15 to get in and parking's $5, but you can save money if you buy in advance, before the exhibition actually starts. In 2022, for example, you could get that ride-all-day wristband plus gate admission for about $42 if you bought it online or at one of their retail partners before you came. Now this doesn't look too bad, it just goes up a little bit. Maybe this is a ride I could finally get on. Except it seems to be getting taller now, doesn't it? I have a really bad feeling about what happens when it gets to the top, because I don't see anything up there to stop it from going all the way around. You can see the cell phone tower beside the ride, gives you a little bit of an idea just how big this ride is. Well, that doesn't look so bad. See, it didn't go over. They're safe, I think. It does look like it's getting a little taller yet. When I was younger, I could do these sorts of rides. Certainly now, oh, over they go. You wouldn't catch me dead on these. Well, maybe you would, but you'd have to strap me in once I was dead already, because I certainly wouldn't be getting on there while I was still alive. I had the good fortune of spending some time talking to Garth Rogerson. He is the CEO of the Red River Exhibition Association. He's sure proud of this year's fair. This is one of the things he's really proud of. These are the folks that were on Canada's Got Talent. You know that dog act? Well, they're here at the 2022 Red River Exhibition. Check out the dogs. They're jumping there. See how high they're going? They work their way all the way up to 8 feet in the air when they jump over that. It's amazing to see what the dogs can do. So many cool things. We're not going to show the whole show to you here, just a couple clips of it so you can see, and make sure you catch up with them, if not at the Red River Exhibition, at some location, because they're pretty good to see. This is another one of Garth's favorite things. It's new this year. It's the double-decker carousel. So you can ride on the bottom like normal or go up the stairs and ride on the top deck. Of course, you get a pretty good view from up there. Very unique ride. First time it's been at the Red River Exhibition in 2022. It's one he's wanted for a long time, and it finally made it. Kids certainly have a good time on it too. Lots of animals there, some classic horses, and even a couple benches if you need. Don't want you to get the impression it's just about the rides. There's lots more on the go at the Red River Exhibition as well. One of the things they have going on is wood carving. Ernie Reimer's here. He's doing some carving. He was just getting set up when we were filming, but check out the things he's made already. Well, you know those big stumps you see, they're going to be turning into artwork over the course of the Red River Exhibition as well, so you can see exactly how he does that with his chainsaw and his carving tools and makes it happen. Boy, that man sure has talent. This next one isn't really a ride so much as it's the wobbly water balls. It's cool. The kids get zipped in there. It's watertight so that water doesn't get in, the air doesn't get out, and they can go for a run, spin around, have a whole lot of fun. Of course, they need to come out before they run out of oxygen, but that's why there's so many people there to make sure they do get out. Here's the tilt-a-whirl. A lot of these rides as we walk through this little section are kind of the stuff you'd see at the rural Manitoba fairs all over the place, right? This isn't exactly kiddie section, but it is the smaller type of rides. We range everything here from the small kids stuff, we'll see those in a few minutes, to like these, what we normally call the large rides, to I guess the mega rides, like we were looking at with the Crazy Mouse. All sorts of things in the Midway at the exhibition. The Midway here is set up in a big loop, so you actually walk in a big circle all the way around, and then in the middle you have a lot of cool stuff too. Check out all the things they've done here. See how pink and blue and yellow. It's just back to how I love those colors of fairs. Even some fake plants here as they've made a little island. Of course, the garbage cans are here too, but it looks so nice. Here's some of those kids' rides we're talking about. The little wee things. These guys happen to be dragons. Of course, this could be apples. Here's the monster truck ride. Those kids' rides, do you ever notice how they just change the way they look and it's really just the same little thing going around? Well, it's kind of cool though, it works. The kids love it. They're driving over a car there. This is the Speedway monster trucks. Look how fast those go. They go slow, and then vroom around. You can actually see the kids sitting back as they spin there because it is super fast as it goes around the corner. Lots of games here, of course, for the kids to play. Many of the kids' games are win every time. Of course, the adult games, well, not so much. You better be good at them. In fact, later on, I'm going to show you how to win that game where you tip up the bottle. Well, I'm not going to show you. The guy that runs the game is going to show you because he's really good at it. You know how they can always prove you can win? He's going to show us exactly how to do it, and you can thank me later when you win a big prize. One of the things I was worried about coming here was that the lineups were going to be super intense. Now, admittedly, we were filming on opening night, but it's been 2 years because of COVID since the Red River Exhibition ran, so opening night should have been extremely busy. And if that was extremely busy, well, it wasn't so bad. We wouldn't have to wait in lines too long. Now, we didn't do the wristband thing because we weren't sure just exactly how long those lines would be. Kind of regretted it. We should have bought the wristbands. We would have done a lot more stuff. We just bought coupons, went on a few things, and well, had a good time. Of course, we were kind of busy filming too. Filming and rides and, well, actually quite a lot of eating went on because when you go to the fair, you have to do a lot of eating. Some amazing food. I had some bacon cheese poutine. Delicious. There's one of the big Ferris wheels. That's kind of like an expo wheel, I guess you'd call it. There's another wheel a little further back. Some kids stuff too. Over 200 hours of live entertainment at the 2022 edition of the Red River Exhibition. The military here, in fact, they brought this neat thing. The kids can actually get in, get their pictures taken. They're sitting in the real cockpit of a plane. Of course, the rest of the plane isn't here, but the kids absolutely love it, and so do mom and dad. Check out the camouflage. Look, you can't even see me right now. I bet you don't know where we are because everything is camouflaged. It's kind of cool though. Nothing like what you see in the cheap stuff, right? That stuff works. I bet you wouldn't be able to spot it very easily either. Big display set up here from the military. Oh, speaking of big displays, check out some of the food booths. The fry booth, the pizza booth. I love these. They're so tall and amazing. Even if you don't eat the food, just walking by them makes you know it is definitely time for summer. Let's take a little peek backstage here for a minute. And you needed to see this. Look at how many potatoes they have sitting here ready to go at the poutine booth. It's insane, isn't it? They're going to use all those over 10 days. Of course, they may even have to get a few more. People come hungry and they leave full because the food delicious. And hey, nothing's healthier than a potato, right? So it's even healthy food. Told you so. They have a covered food booth section here. There's lots of food booths all around the outside too, but this is that middle section, sort of in the middle of the Midway. You can come in here. Should it be raining or something silly like that, it'd be a great place to have some food. Well, here's one of many places you could take a picture. The kids could go in there. They'd look like little sunflowers. The picture booth part's cool, but actually these little sunflowers is what we came to see. Look at how they have those cute faces on them. Now, I don't know if you could make those at home, but I'd certainly be tempted to try if I was in a crafting mood to make those, because I wouldn't mind having a crop of those in my front yard. It would be a conversation piece, wouldn't it? Yeah, I think they'd work good at a craft show. You could certainly sell a lot of them. We're just outside the big red barn here. We're going to go in a second. Little guys can climb up on the tractor. Now this one, of course, doesn't go anymore. He's too old for that. We'll see some other old equipment in a minute. But first, we're going to head on into the big red barn and see what's there. It's kind of set up for kids to learn about farms. Of course, we're just a few hundred feet from the city of Winnipeg, right? So really, kids do need to learn about farms, because a lot of city kids end up here that know nothing about animals. Inside here, you'll see it in the background a little bit, there's actually a wooden elevator. Now, it's not full size, it's kind of a scale version of an elevator, but it sure looks neat in there. Kids can come in here, wander around. Now, these animals aren't real, as you can tell, but they can practice milking a cow. They can learn about beef cattle. In fact, they'll learn about all sorts of stuff. Well, there's a cow showing you just exactly which the yummy bits are. Hamburger. I love it. Chicken producers have a little bit of a display here as well, showing you things about chickens. Sort of a trivia thing set up, but of course there's a rooster here. On the far side, a sheep and even a spinning wheel, so you can see how that wool gets made. Right next door to us is one of the many places there's live entertainment. We're going to hop in there for a second, let you listen to just a bit of what was going on when we visited.
Little darling, steer up. Come on, baby. Come on, steer up.
We were by fairly early in the day. That fills up at night. Well, here's some of that vintage equipment on display. This is the stuff you'd expect to see at any rural fair. Well, the Red River exhibition has it as well. Now, I've never used a baler quite that old. We certainly had square balers. We still have one, but it wasn't quite this style. Ours was a little bit newer. As far as the John Deere goes, though, I can remember pulling the square baler with the John Deere tractor, making that classic John Deere noise. Definitely proof I'm a farm kid at heart. This is the Springfield Tractor Club, who has this display set up. Some of their members there in the background, making sure no one has a little too much fun driving away the old equipment. Lots of times I notice the stuff for the old guys is kind of right next to the stuff for the young guys. Although who doesn't like dinosaurs? All ages love them. A dinosaur display is set up at the exhibition so you can see all sorts of the fellows. Now, these are just dinosaurs. We're going to get into something a little different here. The life cycle of dinosaurs, as it were. Graphic content warning. There's a dinosaur about to be eaten. Okay, it's fake, obviously, because we don't have any real dinosaurs, but there it is. Everything from the dinosaurs hatching in the eggs to the dinosaur that, well, has unfortunately passed away already and is being consumed by the other fellows. Well, if that's a little too much for you, I guess it's over now. Also, some swimming dinosaurs. Now, of course, it's not really under the sea, but the way they've mounted this certainly looks like it is. A little bit of a pool there, too, to remind you. This is a guy that swam. Very nice exhibit. There's actually more dinosaurs out in the main courtyard. Do you have a friend? You might need one for the balancing bench. It's a relaxing bench, but only for two, because if you sit on it alone, well, it doesn't work out that well at all. But if two people sit on there, hey, it's just fine. Never be without a friend, as they say. Well, it's certainly starting to be dusk, isn't it? Nighttime falls on the Red River exhibition here at the Red River Heritage Park. I love how this is set up and against the sunset. Oh, you couldn't ask for better. That's a Red River cart, of course, that's being shown there. The ticket booth's bright and ready to go. There's the pricing for you. 55 tickets for $50. That front of the line thing we talked about, an extra $25 gets you to skip ahead. The double-decker carousel. This is Garth's favorite. Well, at least he says it is. He even said he was going to ride it, though he doesn't really do the big rides, but I'm sure he can do this one. Let's learn how to win a big prize.
The game, guys. Watch, watch, watch. Check me out here, guys. We're standing them up back to back to back. If you pick that bottle up 2 inches, from this point you want to stop, lean, and extend. If you stand that bottle up one time, you get to pick any prize you want. We've already had 12 winners today, guys. Choice, choice, choice when you win. 555 to get in. Who's next to play is next to win. If you stand one of my bottles up on any table, you get to pick your prize over there, guys. Watch, watch, watch. Check it out. You can lean in as far as you want here, guys. We let you cheat. Just don't touch the string of the bottle. Push. Stand that bottle up one time. You're going to get it in when you want in the game, guys. Watch, watch, watch. Back-to-back winners. 555 to get in. Choice, choice, choice when you win. Pick that bottle up 2 inches and push. If you can do that one time, guys, you get to pick any big teddy bear you like in the game the first time you do it. Choice, choice, choice when you win. 555 to get in.
He's amazing at that, isn't he? Never stops talking, never stops taking your money either. And it looks so easy. Of course, until you do it, I suppose. Another thing that always looks easy is whack-a-mole until, of course, it's your turn to try to win. These fellows are duking it out to see who is going to whack the most amount of moles. One of the things I love about a Midway at night is hearing those guys at the games calling, and you go from game to game. They all have their special pitch going on. Oh, there's the winner, 150 points. He takes home one of those prizes. There's some stuff here that's just picture perfect. In fact, that could be a picture because it's another one of the Red River Exhibition photo booths. Stand in there, get your picture taken. It's going to look absolutely amazing. Who doesn't like it at night, though? We're shooting just at dusk. You can see how there's a little bit of blue left in the sky. If you're a big photo buff and you're doing video, this is the way to do it to make the lights look really bright. If it was completely dark, the lights would actually look washed out. So we're shooting just at dusk to make this look super bright for you. And of course, if you were there in person, it would actually be a little bit brighter the way the eyes work. There's some elephant ears for you. Funnel cakes, of course. I love the blue in there. Okay, I'm really a nut for all the colors you get to see, right? A few more big rides we're going to look at, then we're going to get to that look at this whole Red River Exhibition from the air. Have you subscribed to Travels with Bill? We'd love to have you as a subscriber of the channel. So do a few things for us. Hit the subscribe button, hit thumbs up, and then watch our videos, because the more you watch, the more money we make off the YouTube advertising, and the more places we can go to make videos like this for you. It's another ride I wouldn't be caught dead on. Bumper cars, now that's more my style. I can do it. Of course, we're shooting at night for the bumper cars because then you can see all the sparks at the top as they run there. These guys are pretty calm. No one seems to be doing too much bumping, but they're having a good time nonetheless. Pretty much have to have some mini donuts when you're at a fair. Check out what could be the world's largest mini donut setup. Okay, it's probably not, but this is huge. It's an entire trailer. Inside is the kitchen where they make the batter. Outside, the cooking stations. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them set up here. That is intense. You actually buy tickets at the end of the row, then you just go to whichever one you want and get your mini donuts. Imagine when this is all lined up, how many mini donuts they're making per hour. Well, I think what we need to do now is take a look at the lights from up above, because it's great here on the ground. Certainly this is how you'll see it when you're walking around, but you didn't come here to just see exactly what you could see yourself. You need something a little extra special. Well, here we are in the air now, a little bit darker out. Check out the Crazy Mouse. You can see them all going around there. It gives you a little better picture of how that works and how big it is too. You can see some of the other rides in the background for scale. See what's happening over on the right side? They're on their way up the tower. It would be an amazing view at night of the city from up there, right? We'll actually take a look at the city here in a second for you too, so you can see what it looks like at night. They're going to sit up there for a minute and then down they come. You can see one of those ships swinging there, plus some of the smaller rides too. There's a tilt-a-whirl down in the bottom corner. All right, I think it's just about time. If I was up there, I'm thinking I don't have long left. Okay, maybe a minute. No, will it? Ah! Down they go all the way to the bottom. Wow. Let's take a spin around the entire ground so you'll see more of what I mean by that hole in the middle of the rides. That's where you have some of those covered eating areas and some of the display buildings and such, and then rides all the way around the outside. Ultimate question, should you make the trip to the Red River Exhibition? Well, this is the first time I've ever been here. Certainly I've driven by it year after year and seen it, but I've never actually stopped in because I just wasn't sure, right? And it's tough to go someplace when you haven't been there before. What do you do? How's it work? Well, they're really friendly people. We came in, just walked right up to the front gate, bought our tickets to get in, and in we went. Not a big deal at all. Certainly worth seeing. If you have never been here, you've got to make a trip at some point to see what the Red River Exhibition's all about. Make sure, though, you're here during the day and then hang around until nighttime, because seeing this at night is where it's really at. If you were only here during the day, I mean, it would be good, but it wouldn't be nearly as good as the nighttime version. If you ask the kids, they're certainly going to say the rides are their favorite part. For me, probably the food, because I don't do a lot of the rides anymore. I've gotten a little too old for that. Live entertainment certainly is number 2 on my list because it's so cool to see the people actually doing it live as compared to on television or on the internet. And when they're people that are famous, like those dog acts, very nice to see them. Number 3, though, would be just the hustle and bustle of the place. Walking around in huge crowds of people and seeing how busy it is, hearing all the noises, smelling all the smells. That's something that we just can't capture for you on one of these videos. You have to be here in person to see it yourself. If you can't make it, though, this is as good as it's going to get. Certainly you get to see it at night here, you get to see some of the daytime stuff, and hopefully you could smell those mini donuts as we were showing them to you as well. Certainly during our trip to Winnipeg, we did a lot of filming, so you'll see a bunch more episodes of stuff around Winnipeg. Generally, we do things in Western Canada, but we do go almost anywhere, so you'll see a lot of stuff on the channel. If you haven't been with Travels with Bill before, subscribing makes sure you see every episode as it comes out. I should maybe talk about the parking a little bit here. To get to the Red River exhibition, you're going to come on highway number 1. Now this is just west of the bypass, so you're not actually on the perimeter highway, you're on the real highway number 1. There's a couple different entrances, they're well marked for Red River Exhibition Park. When you get inside, they're going to charge you $5 for parking. At least that was the price in 2022. So have your $5 ready. They can take things, but it's so much easier just to have $5 cash. Pretty big parking lot. They've got parking attendants there too, so they'll direct you to the row they're filling, they'll get you parked, and then you just take a short walk in. If you have trouble walking, they've got a solution for that too. They've got some little shuttle carts that go around, so if you need to, you can certainly wait for one of them to come by, and they'll drive you right up to the front gate, so you don't have to worry about doing so much walking outside of the park before you even get inside. Can we talk about the Red River Exhibition Association itself for a moment? I've got to work with a couple of the folks there, and they're super nice to work with. And I know just visiting, you wouldn't normally really get to talk to the people that organize all of this, but I did get to visit with the CEO for a while, talk to some of the other folks there a little bit too, and they're super friendly, and they're just excited because they've had a couple years with COVID where they couldn't do this. They want to be back and showing everybody how wonderful the Red River exhibition could be. Well, their pride shows throughout the grounds. Lots of volunteers here as well. Lots of guest services booths, so if you need a little help, you can get it. They have the Lost Kids service on the go too, so you can find your kid back if you need to. And pretty good security too. We've seen lots of security folks wandering around there, not really getting in the way, but making sure that you feel safe and nobody's up to something they shouldn't be. Couple people have been asking about how exactly we film this nighttime stuff, so I talked a bit about it before. Trick number 1, not when it's completely dark, because you just want it dark enough that the camera sees the lights, but not so dark that everything's just outlined in black. We're using DJI equipment here, so we're using their DJI handhelds, we're also using DJI drones. That means the cameras all match up, so it's seamless when we go from one shot to the other without a big change in video quality. Well, there's the city of Winnipeg off in the background. That's Portage Avenue. You can see that row of lights on the right-hand side. And then you're looking at sort of the Polo Park area there in the back. That does it for this episode of Travels with Bill. Hopefully you've enjoyed your time at the Red River Exhibition. And hey, maybe you get a chance to come down and visit. If not, though, now you know what everybody's talking about. Farewell for now from Winnipeg, Manitoba. Well, just west of Winnipeg anyway. Red River Exhibition Park. We'll see you next time on the next episode of Travels with Bill.